Hey fam, this is Candy's Container Gardener in the middle of Kansas City, Missouri, showing you the progress on my little 5 planters that I planted a couple of weeks ago. My grandson and I were out here. We filled them up in the bottom with some yard debris from some old bushes I used to have, and then we put some soil. As you can see, it's sunk down quite a bit, so I'm going to let this crop grow, and when I harvest it, I'm going to top it off, amend it, and put some more yummy things in here. But it looks like everything's sprouting up a little bit. I planted a little tatsoi, some jalapeno seeds. Good luck on that, because they like it warm, and it's just now starting to be warm around here, so maybe they have a chance. Radishes around the perimeter, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to see what pops up out of these pots. And then my tatsoi, it looks like some of it is going to flower. You see the little flower head right there? Yeah, it's going to flower. I might let that one go on ahead and go and collect some seeds off of it. Even though I have some more seeds, I think it'll be good to start collecting some seeds. Maybe I won't collect because it flowered before it even got a chance. So, let me rethink that one. But I have more seeds. And like I said, it's delicious. Something thinks it's delicious as well. So I might harvest it, re-amend this pot, and start all over again because, well, trust me, you can never have too much tatsoi. My chamomile patch is doing really well. It is like 3 times bigger than what it was when I put it in. I'm waiting for the blooms. That's where you get the tea from. So, yeah, I should have a nice little patch. This little garden bed is 3 by 3, and this year I built it last year, and all I did was like a hugel culture. I put paper down in the bottom of it after I put it together to block everything, and then I filled it up with soil from emptying out soil from my pots and adding amendments to it, and then I covered it with wood chips. I let it sit for a year. You know, when you got an empty space, something's going to try to grow in it. I just turned that over and turned it over, and I still have to weed it from time to time. But this year, everything that I'm planting in there, uh, some of it is perennial, some of it will reseed or whatever like that. But I want to have a little garden with some herbs and flowers in there, so it'll look real pretty out front once the peonies die back, because they will. After they bloom and everything, the foliage will look beautiful and store energy for the roots. And then when they're finished doing their job feeding the roots, then the foliage will die back probably about the first frost. But as it gets cooler, those leaves will turn this beautiful red color, like a deciduous tree, but it's just all plants. Then I'll chop it down and lay the leaves and stuff to cover them over the winter, and then I'll clear it all out to start all over again next spring. They're looking really good. I'm excited to see the flowers. When we walk around to the front of my house, and I have some herbs growing. My thyme is just showing up and showing out. It overwintered from last year. This time is lemon thyme, and it was a Bonnie's plant, I believe, and it overwintered. It turned red in the fall too, kept the leaves all winter, and then once it started to warm up, it got green again. This is some sage that also overwintered. Sage is actually a perennial, and I'm thinking that I may pot it up into a bigger pot so that the plant could get bigger, because the flower show is amazing. This year I just fed it, and I cut all the dead wood off of it about a month ago, and it's thanking me for it. It's starting to put off these beautiful purple flowers. But this is just common sage that you use in your dressing and all that good carrying on. So I'll be plucking some leaves off of those to dry. And then this is some spring onions, some green onions that I bought, and I sprouted them and put them in this pot. What I wanted to do was collect seed from them, and they're starting to throw up little scapes and everything like that have the little seed pods on them. So I'm looking forward to that. You see them right there? Those are looking pretty good. I got some volunteer chamomile from last year. I had some in a pot in this area, and we've got one plant here that's got 3 little sunny blooms, and then we've got one right here in the pot, and in this pot I have some volunteer chive, and I actually planted some strawberry spinach. That's those little leaves right there. They're supposed to get bigger and actually have a fruit on it. It's not really a strawberry, but the fruit is edible too. So let's see what happens there. I just repotted these a couple of weeks ago. They look like they're slow to go. In this pot I have the same, and these leaves look a little bit bigger. And then I also have a couple of lettuce plants that I've been chopping on. Deliciousness. I can't remember what the brand of it is, but I get my seeds everywhere. So Walmart, Lowe's, all kinds of places. Kansas City Community Gardens. Like I stated in my last video, they have a wonderful variety of seeds. And then over here I have some arugula, and it looks like it's a kind of a red type of arugula. The leaves get a little red, and then they're red veined, and it is yummy too. So I'm gonna continue to chop and eat the little baby sproutlets, and then let some grow up big and throw out a couple of seeds. All around my pots though is this chocolate mint. I bought one little start like 5 years ago, and it grows by extension. So it threw off one that got into the rocks. Originally this is covered with marble rock and lava rock, and it started to grow in little patches. Well, I'm going to keep it contained to this little strip so it can grow around my pots. I cut it, put it in my tea. I'm going to cut some to dry. And yeah, have more and more peppermint abundance. Those are purple irises, and they were my grandmother-in-law's favorite. A little story about my home. This used to be my husband's grandparents' home. It was built in 1926. It's a little bungalow, and we love living here. It's in the heart of the city. But this is a homage to Grandma. I saved this patch of irises, and the blooms are starting to come up. After they bloom and everything like that, I think I'm going to go through and thin them out and move them around the yard. But they've been blooming here for decades, and I love them. When they're all in bloom in one big show, I will take a picture and upload, but I love them so much. Alright fam, this is my little garden Candy's Container Garden from Kansas City, Missouri. And forever and ever, keep going and keep growing. Bye, y'all.